It's in the land. Someone who always can. Don't you know? Burrito.
We are back, and it's Christmas week, and this is Wassup Flobo After Hours, presented by Clipper Ranks. Before I even get to the salutations, let me get the bills out the way. Clipper Ranks, for those of you in the Beard Gang, make sure you hit up clipperranks.com. Use Flobo for a discount. As I said, it's Christmas week. It's actually falling on a Friday. I remember last year we were saying, oh man, Christmas on a Friday is going to be lit. Or Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo is the same day. 2020 is going to be the best year ever. Yeah. Well, before I get to my guests, I just want to say there's a particular reason why I have my guests here today. You see, during the lockdown, I've worked with this individual more than anyone else. In fact, I would say post-pandemic, this guy's my digital best friend. And since 25 is my favorite number, I wanted to invite my favorite person of all time to talk about one of his favorite holidays, one of my favorite holidays, that's Christmas. So please, without further ado, he is the host of the Anytime Radio Show and Elite of the Week, and you can see him at United Wrestling Network, the chief correspondent in training. Give it up for the real Jack Farmer.
Flobo, Boyce, hearing that intro, the Grinch's heart grew 5 sizes that day. Thank you so much. That's such a heartwarming and
well, I didn't get you anything for Christmas. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. There are no gifts in the mail.
I don't expect any. I was told I have a stimulus check coming in the mail. That's the only Christmas present I need.
It's a lie. Shout out to everyone in the chat here, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you have any questions about the Christmas holiday, about Jack Farmer or myself, we're answering questions because we're just that great. But before I even ask you a question, Jack Farmer, here's a proto question. Where'd you get that sweet hoodie, bro?
Oh, thank you so much. That's what makes you the best, Flobo. These transitions. I am, as some people who know me, normally you call me Fancy Jack, but today it's the holidays, it's Christmas. I'm dressing down, I'm getting comfy, and I'm wearing the brand new promotional, limited time only DJ Jack Farmer sweatshirt hoodie, which you can find at realjackfarmer.threadless.com. Or you can get through the AnytimeRadio.com merch store or through the JackCFarmer.com merch store. Get yours today. It's comfy, it looks cool, and everyone's going to be like, man, who is that sharp-dressed person in that very cool sweatshirt? If you wear one, do yourself a favor. Go get it. No promo code needed.
All the promo codes. But hey, Kirsten, Cross Devil, Haywood Wong, Sherman, you guys are all in the chat having a good time. Hey, look, Christmas is Friday, man. It's going to be a different one for a lot of reasons, you know, whatever this pandemic thing is. Just on top of it just being 1 year older. Because, you know, if you're like me, when I was a kid, it was the best holiday ever. But it's getting hard to get that magic going. It's getting harder to get that feeling going, man. How's Christmas hitting you?
It's good. Yeah, you're right. It's a little different this year for obvious reasons. It's hitting just a little different, but I think that this is one of those times of year that it's very similar to a lot of things where I think if you allow yourself to get caught up in the season and you put yourself in that right frame of mind and in that place, then yeah, of course you're gonna get there. And thank you so much, Cross Devil, you're so kind. You're gonna get there. You have to sort of mentally put yourself there, though. You know, put the stockings up, put the Christmas lights up, put all the fun dressings up, start eating terribly. Even me, I'm wearing sweatshirts and things like that to get in the spirit. I haven't shaved in who knows how long. I got no product in my hair. I'm feeling nice and relaxed because it's the season. So you got to put yourself there to make it happen, I think, especially this year.
Nah, I see you working out on Twitter with your goals, man, making me feel kind of ashamed that I'm going back into cookies and all that. Like, when does the diet stop? Like, when you be like, you know what, is brownie season? Like, what?
Dude, don't say that because the diet has come to a screeching halt.
No! It's fine, man. It's cool. Yeah. I had a pot of gold from Hershey's this week. No, I was like, a pot of gold for me?
I haven't eaten terribly. This is such a bad timing to talk about diets.
Let's do it, man.
as someone said on Twitter recently, I can't remember who said it, so I feel bad I can't quote them, but it's not about what you eat between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's about what you eat between Christmas and Thanksgiving that matters.
Ah, that's great
So,
because that totally justifies everything.
yes, and so so I've been living the life. So I've been eating terribly. I'm gonna eat terrible. I got some cookies I'm gonna eat right after this. I'm a
Yeah.
sweets guy. Sweets get me every time. So
So, do you have any like foods that you eat just for Christmas? Like any like desserts or like sweet stuff or?
candy canes.
Oh,
Yes.
you're a candy cane guy. I always wondered like who was all about those, like the fruit ones or the mint ones or whatever. Like
It's not that I'm really all about them. It's more just that
they're there.
they're there and you can only eat them once a year. It's more because it's like, hey, this is the time of year I'm allowed to eat them, or I'm supposed to eat them, or I can eat them. More so than I loving them, I guess, if that makes sense. I think that's why you don't eat them year round. I think after the holidays, it's kind of like Christmas songs. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was good for that month, but put that back in the closet and not look at it for a while. You're not a candy cane person.
Again, it's kind of the thing that because it's there, and it's not so much that I don't like them. It's just that they're just a terrible trial trying to unwrap them. Without a way of breaking them, or like I'll have like the stubby ones because those are just easier to unwrap. And I feel like I'm just like a total goon who can't unwrap candy, so I get mad. But that's why it's not my favorite, you know.
They do wrap them up like they're gold bricks in Fort Knox, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Like who's trying to steal these candies and who's trying to get to them like they're that valuable, these candy canes. Are you a bite into the candy cane kind of person, or do you like to sharpen it to a sharp stabby point with the candy cane?
Totally bite, but only because my older brother was the guy that did the shank.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I'm different. You know, I don't know if it's any better than that. I don't have the patience. I'm the worst at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we got some questions in the chat already, man. Let's go through this.
Let's do it.
Charlene from the top. Charlene says, "What is your Christmas wish?"
Peace on earth. That's
Oh, come on, boo! You sold out. You sold out.
I would say I'm selfish. I guess, but this would help everyone, is I want to be able to hang out with people again next year in a safe manner, you know, and go out and enjoy company again sometime soon. Now, I'm a believer and everyone needs to be safe. I'm not saying anything like that, but you know, I hope one way or another we find a way to get back together and see each other again. One thing I've realized is how much I miss people throughout this whole thing, you know, this whole pandemic.
Well, now you made me feel terrible because my Christmas wish is a motorcycle, but I'll have that too because I know that's great.
I imagine you on the motorcycle, like totally decked out as like a Harley guy with like the leather vest and everything else.
I think it's when I like a Kawasaki, but they're cruisers, so the same look but a different brand. I'm totally a cruiser guy. Yeah, I will sell out. Adam Woods asks, what kind of product do I use? Well, since Clipper Ranks sponsors the show, I literally did this. I'm not just saying it. I literally lathered up with Clipper Ranks beard oil, clipperranks.com, promo code FLOBO. But sometimes you may not have beard oil or beard product, and then I use cocoa butter, which you can get from Cinderin.com. So you just can't win.
You sold out. You sold. No, I agree.
I did it, and each and one of you would do it too.
By the way, I noticed in the chat, I don't get to interact with the chat when I'm on the show because I'm not the host, but I love your festive Christmas suit.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I try to do it. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a tie. This is a paisley tie. I usually wear it for holidays and such, but this is my tie bar. It's actually my favorite one. It's a replica of the Time Stone from Avengers. The you know, they wear in the game now. So I kind of wear that. But yeah, together that's kind of like my, like, you know how it is as a DJ where there's only a certain level of like individuality you can do before you become that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is only like my this is part of me.
I want to remind you that you have that clip on next time we're talking on the Everything tournament and you start naysaying all the Doctor Strange stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Look, if you guys have not seen the Everything tournament, you should, because now we're doing a Marvel tournament of everything, and I will totally mock the fact that people have to transport doing one of these. It's all good, though. yeah, exactly. Just going down the line, fake tree or real tree. You know what? I was real tree. I love the smell, but you know what? A fake tree and a candle does the same thing. But anyway, I'm also a bachelor, so I don't know.
You know, I was team real tree for the longest time, and then a few years ago, I got a fake tree, and I was like, "This is so easy," and it really is just as good. So I'm team fake tree now.
Oh yeah, man. I've seen the light. Now this one here is a white tree because it was literally the smallest one they had at the store. But as you can tell, I love either a solid blue or the multicolored. I will be cheesy at the multicolored light. I'm not a fan of the all white. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine either way. I'm not too picky. I think if you are just celebrating the season, I think
Yeah.
it's fine. It's good.
Yeah, I love my lights, man. Lights are kind of cool things because, here's what this for a Christmas story, and I'm going to ask you one too, so get ready.
Uh-oh.
There, I want to say there's some years where like, I don't want to say we're poor because we're working class, but there were some years where my dad just gave up on buying a tree. Like he was the guy that didn't, because he went and bought it, tied it down, brought it in the house, put the tree in the little stand thing with a little blanket, and had to get rid of it. So one he kind of went on strike, and the most as an adult male, I get it, but as a kid, when he quit doing that and we just put all our presents in what we call the Christmas corner was the saddest Christmas we've ever had. Is being like, oh, all right, and just toss it in the corner like we didn't give a crap. But now I'm like, yeah, I'll keep it as fake as I can. So it's
Yeah.
all good. I'm sick of the chat here, just having a good time. So okay, so I reason why I asked you this before the show because you told me this a couple of years ago, and this blows my mind about things that your mom like goes ham on Christmas as far as doling out the gifts and I guess the matrix she has.
Yes.
Gift giving prowess. Help me out with that, man.
Yeah, so my mom, like in my family, Christmas is like the biggest day of the year, which I know I guess for a lot of people it is. But my mom,
Is your favorite holiday, by the way?
it's my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's in my family. It's a big thing. My family is one of those families that we didn't get things throughout the year. So like if it was, November 1st and you ripped your only pair of pants, great, you're going to be pantless until Christmas. You know what I mean? You don't get anything, but when Christmas rolls around, it's big. My mom and dad go big for the holidays. So the holidays they go big for, but if it's not a holiday, don't expect anything. And so my mom, though, she's very meticulous and detailed, and she has like a game plan for how she's going to do Christmas every single year. And as far as gifts go, I didn't realize this until later in life, but my mom not only has a limit, like an amount that she spends on all of her kids every year, but she'll actually break it down so that everyone gets the same number of gifts to open as well.
Whoa, that's like math.
Yeah, like it's crazy. So I mean, now like let's say one of us might get like one big present and then a bunch of little nothings, but then that way you're still opening the same number of things. Or sometimes it's a bunch of whatever, like mid things, whatever, But she like breaks it down that way, and she'll actually keep track if she goes under or over, and carry it to the next year. So if she has to spend a little bit more on one of her kids one year, she'll like take that amount and deduct it from the following year. Or if she's under, she'll add it to the following year. You know what I mean? And so it's like the the socialism of Christmas in my family.
So wait, is it like an Excel spreadsheet? Is it like a notebook? Is it just all in here? Like how does that?
It's all in a graph notebook paper and a notebook she has. It's this old notebook, but she also has like her secrets of, and it's not secrets, but like how to make like Christmas dinner, like when to get turkeys in the ovens and all this other stuff and how she's going to balance it all. It's like this ridiculous playbook of everything. And she keeps it like, and she keeps even like when she does the gift giving, she'll keep a track of what she got everyone each year and the cost and what she spent, so she can go back and double check it if she needs to. And so she's incredibly detail oriented and it's as a kid you take it for granted. You're just like, well, I just want to see what she bought me this year. I don't care.
My rollerblades, Ma.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Now I'm just super impressed with it, and I'm like, it makes sense. She runs her own business, like, so I think she's just that kind of person. But Um, I definitely sometimes I see little bits of that in me, but then I also think I'm not at that level though. My mom just is insanely detailed and insanely organized.
My mom is the complete opposite of that. Not in a bad way. Like, no, she doesn't give gifts at all. But like, okay, my brother, his birthday's in December. It's the 12th, and there's also Christmas, and so I have to because he's one of those guys who's like, man, what's that combo gift as a kid? And people in December are always like, whatever. So I get him two gifts, but then once I find two gifts for my brother, I get the phone call from mom being like, so what should I get your brother for his birthday and Christmas? Like, it's just. Or she like will forget what she got me, get me something twice or whatever.
Yeah.
I should probably get that playbook down, man. I mean, I feel like that's gonna be like an heirloom once you have kids of your own. If you have kids of your own, been like this was your grandma's.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to ask her. I want to get a picture. I want to start documenting what's inside of it. But it's yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's as silly as it sounds. As you get older, it is really the thought of it all, and like more so than anything else. But I think that's also what makes it so incredible is that my mom was so adamant about being fair to all of her kids at that level and wanting to make it that special so that because for her it wasn't about necessarily even being fair. I think it was more she didn't want my mom never wanted us to like open up if I opened up something expensive, she didn't want me sitting there with the one thing I opened while my sisters got to open up a bunch of stuff and me going, oh, I guess this is all I get,
Right. Are you one of four? Five, four.
Four. One of four. All sisters, no brothers.
Oh well, that's the boys' good charms. Okay, I got it.
Yes.
Runs in the family. That's awesome, man. That I guess the planning, because I feel like when you're picking things for kids, you're not going to think about the day being like, oh, I'm done. But to have the foresight is pretty dope. A little bit off topic, but Charlene just asked this question. It's very popular. We get it sometimes a lot. Is the year we moved to LA. Jack's been here his entire life, man. He's an angel. No, I'm just kidding. Just real quick,
No one's been here their entire life.
Yeah.
I moved here. What year did I move here? Was it 2008? I'm really bad with years, by the way. I like how I ask you.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
What year did I want to say 2008? 2008 sounds about right. I'm really I am so bad with years, you guys. Even everything. Even like that's why whenever we talk like George Hermosa about wrestling stuff, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, what was your favorite match of 2007 or whatever?" I'm like, I don't remember.
That's George Hermosa, man. He's like an encyclopedia. I mean, he feels so dumb. It's like, wait, that happened that year? Like, if someone asked me like trivia questions about 2020, like Worlds Collide and Drew McIntyre win the Rumble was 20 years ago, but that was like 11 months ago. So I have no concept of time. Like Rey Mysterio lost an eye and got it back in the same year. I have no idea.
That's so crazy that was this year. That's so crazy. That was this year.
Real talk. We were talking about the injuries, like the cartoonist injuries that wrestlers have gotten in WWE, where Rey Mysterio lost his eye, Aleister Black was thrown off the building of Money in the Bank, Elias was electrocuted, Bray Wyatt was put on fire. It was like, oh my goodness, this all happened in 2020. No wonder we're beating up that 2020 CGI monster on Raw and TLC these days.
That's so funny. Wow. I don't know where to jump off from there, whether it be I can't
Boneyard
believe
match.
Aleister Black getting thrown off of the building, and now them beating up the 2020 beating up the 2020 thing is like a weird surreal thing when I watch it. I always feel like it's not even a real thing.
I mean, they do that every year. Like the last year's holiday message when they had like a pay-per-view called Blizzard, it was kind of cute. So I guess it did something quick in the Thunderdome, but yeah, it's kind of weird because it's obviously Corona, but like you can't elbow drop it. Like it's so whatever. Dylan Matthews says 2020 was your Nia Jax still a fellow Aussie.
Oh, is she? I didn't know that.
Didn't know that either. Are you staying in California? I guess so. I have no idea.
We'll see.
Is it worth it to stay or not if you can't afford it, which is soon to be all of us soon.
I mean, hey, I got $600 coming. I'm ready to live another 18 months.
Jack is good, man. Dude, that is like Survivor. We're gonna put you in Los Angeles for like 6 months. How long can you stay?
It does sound like a borderline post-apocalyptic reality show. $600 in Los Angeles. How long can you last?
I guess because I would like to stay here in California. And here's the thing. I don't consider myself an Angelino. I've been here since 2007, which is not really about the point of this episode, but I've been here since 2007. My family's in New York. I go back to New York when I can to get the recharge. I feel at home in New York, but I've been here since I was 22 years old. Like my entire adult life was here, and I don't know if I become rich and famous and Wassup Flobo gets downloaded a billion times, I will be bi-coastal. But until that day, I don't really know. I'm going to stick in one place for now. But it's okay.
Yeah, it's one of those years. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it's one of those times where it's hard to predict where we're going to be a year from now. I mean, I saw someone on Twitter posted, and now for the question everyone got wrong 5 years ago. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I got it right. In my house online, bro. Nailed it. Let me ask you another Christmas question because it's getting real deep.
Yeah.
Favorite movies of all time? You can have more than one. I just want to see where your mind's at, man. Like, what do you consider like Christmas classics?
Oh, my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. I used to hate this movie, and it slowly has become an all-time Christmas favorite, mostly because of my girlfriend. It was one of her movies, and I started watching with her every year, and that is Jingle All the Way. I've become a Jingle All the Way guy. I feel
You didn't like it when it came out?
I did. For some reason, I was just like, this is stupid. I don't like it. But I think just watching it every year, it's now become part of the Christmas world for me. I watch it every year now, and it's fun. I love it. It's silly and stupid, but I like it.
I actually saw that movie in theaters. I was middle school age when it came out, and I think I liked it as a kid. Forgot about it, and then like the YouTube poop culture came and made remixes of the "Put the Cookie Down." You know what I mean? It was hilarious. And Phil Hartman got us a soul, man. It was just so funny. Like, oh, your wife's cookies. You know, listen down to my cookies. It's just, I guess it was like peak Schwarzenegger and the most ridiculous things since Kindergarten Cop.
It is so good. Yeah, Phil Hartman is great in that movie. As just being like Mr. Perfect and Mr. Steal Your Girl at the same time. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's so funny how he's like you're always working and you're always so busy. And he's like, well, I'm a businessman. I run a mattress store.
Yeah.
I was watching that. I was like, dude, you run a mattress store. No
Lines
offense to
block.
people who run mattress stores, but I don't think that's the kind of busy you are. And then I'm always that like, don't get mad at this dude. Look at the house you live in. Look at the lifestyle he's providing for you. Like, don't live the lifestyle and then get mad that he's busy. You gotta pick. You gotta pick and choose.
Don't tell a wife that. Jack's on the couch, y'all. Welcome to I go out there and make my pay woman. So Dylan Matthews raises something else. He goes, hot take, Love Actually is actually trash. It took me a minute to figure out what that was, the trash emoji. I was like, what is that? No, Love Actually was a movie I liked for a long time. And I think I have another one here too. Home Alone. These are two movies I really loved for a long time. And maybe I got burnt out by the overuse and rewatching, but now I can't stand either one of those. Now I love the song from Love Actually, but it does feel kind of like we outgrew what good cinema was. And am I being that guy?
I think, well, first off, with Home Alone, that was one of the quintessential Christmas movies for me. Now, for me, it has also become a little bit of that, like, okay, I've seen it 100 million times. I know everything that's going to happen. I still always do grin a little bit when he calls one of the robbers a horse's ass. So I'm like, he said ass. Because I was a kid when it came out. So
right. Don't get mature, man. Don't be mature.
I actually watched it 2 nights ago, though, because it's Christmas. So I did see it again like 2 nights ago. I do have to say, though, regarding Love Actually, I've never seen it.
Fair enough.
Never seen it. Everyone tells me it's a great movie, and I have to see it. Never seen it.
I think it's worth a viewing because it kind of opened up a subgenre of like those intertwining storylines of a holiday kind of thing, and it's one of the better ones at that. But I wouldn't force you to do it. Dylan Matthews says he won't tolerate Home Alone slander in the chat. The first one was great at its time, and when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the second one. Like I had the coloring books, like my lunchbox was Home Alone 2. I wanted everything. My thermoses were a big deal.
Home Alone 2, because it was New York.
Yeah, it was New York. Lost in New York, and he was crazy. But although the one that I didn't like about Home Alone 2 was how he like gets caught of slipping on ice. It's like, really? Some kid. But 3, 4, and 5 are just not that good. I like 4, but 3, 4, and 5 are trash.
3, 4, and 5 don't exist, in my opinion.
Okay,
they don't exist. Never happened. And I'm not slandering Home Alone. I've just seen it so many times. It's like, it's kind of like a Christmas Story. I've seen it so many times now. Like the jokes aren't funny anymore.
Oh man, that used to be the movie like you had to be in the club to know. And then I guess like they got to it, TNT got to it, and it became like 24 hours of that movie, and it kind of killed the vibe. I still like it, but I make a point not to watch it every year. For me, the one I watch every year is Polar Express. That's the one that's my jam. That gets me in the mood. I'm all about that. So that brings us to our first segment, man. So there's always Christmas movies, and there's movies that are Christmas adjacent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name some films that take place or have some Christmas elements. You got to tell me whether or not you think it's a Christmas movie, you don't think it's a Christmas movie, or if you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it.
This is going to be the most controversial show I've ever been on, I think.
Let's get the 900-pound elephant out the room. Number 1, Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie or not?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you why it's a Christmas movie.
Tell me why, Jack.
I know the easy answer is because it happens during a Christmas party, but the real reason Die Hard is a Christmas movie is because it comes up in conversation every single Christmas about watching it. So we are what has made it a Christmas movie. It has nothing to do with what's in the movie. It's the fact that we all talk about it every single Christmas that makes Die Hard a Christmas movie.
It's a fight every Christmas. It isn't like we're like, oh yeah, it's Elf, bro. This is like a...
That's what I mean. It's kind of like for me. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and there's not a whole lot of tamales being eaten in the Pacific Northwest. But I moved down to California, and one of the big things you find is that tamales get eaten on Christmas Day a lot down here. Now, for me, whether or not I feel like that is a Christmas meal, it's such a big part of Christmas now. It is a Christmas meal here for me. So it is a Christmas thing, whether I believe it or not, because of everyone around me making it a Christmas thing.
Hot take. I lived in SoCal for so long, I'm not a fan of Mexican food. I'll eat it, like if I'm out with friends, but I will never like request it. I can't. Number 2, Batman Returns. Christmas movie or not?
No.
Not gonna tell me why?
Not a
Because
Christmas
we talk
movie.
about it at Christmas time.
Do we?
You know.
I don't remember talking about it because I had to. The reason why, because I had to stop and think about why you're saying it's a Christmas movie. It didn't jump out to me as a Christmas like.
Die Hard does because we talk about it.
Yeah, because we talk about it as a Christmas movie every year. No one's ever told me about. I've never talked to anyone about is Batman Returns a Christmas movie. I had to stop and think: is it a Christmas movie or is there Christmas in it? Because all I could think about is, I mean, there's the penguin, and so I'm like, wait, yeah, there's ice, but is it Christmas? Okay, it is. Die Hard, we talk about it. I guarantee you next year, someone's going to talk to you about Die Hard being a Christmas movie. So it's a Christmas movie. It comes up too often.
I'm completely unbiased and impartial, but make sure you check out my Wassup Flobo from Friday where I say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
I know you. I know. Why don't you think it's a Christmas movie for those who haven't seen it?
Let me get to the end of the other movies first. I'll say.
Okay.
Remind me though.
Okay.
Iron Man 3.
No.
No reason why. Same thing. No.
Same thing. It doesn't. Yeah.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh,
What?
I'm trying. So, well, I guess I was going to add to Iron Man and Batman because they are sequels. I think also takes away a little bit from them being Christmas movies. But
so Friday After Next is not a Christmas movie?
I don't remember Friday After Next. All the Friday movies jumble together for me.
Well, Friday After Next was the Christmas one. I don't know. But okay.
I don't think I've seen Friday After Next. I don't remember a Christmas Friday.
You'll be forgiven. It's fine. Friday's a classic.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. You know, I remember loving that movie, and I don't remember it at all. To be honest, it's weird. I feel like I know in my mind I check it off as a box. Like if someone said, "Is that a good movie?" I'd be like, "Yeah, it's a good movie." But then if you ask me to tell you about it,
it was in L.A. I think that's the reason why it wasn't like snow or like
Oh, okay.
ice. It was in L.A. Edward Scissorhands.
I'll give that a Christmas movie. Yeah.
This might be a deep cut here. Rise of the Guardians.
What is Rise? I know that movie. What is that?
That was the animated movie with like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, like all the different it's a DreamWorks movie, all the different holidays and.
Oh, that's right. That is a deep cut. Wow, I forgot that movie ever existed. I don't know if I ever saw that, but if Santa's in it, it's a Christmas movie.
Fair enough. He's like a Russian Santa with tattoos. It's pretty dope. Gremlins.
These are tougher than I thought they were going to be when you started this.
I got 2 more for this one, so it's fine.
No, I don't think it's a Christmas movie.
Hold on, you never heard of Kisses Bang Bang? That's like classic Robert Downey Jr., man. Check that out.
It's good. It's worth a watch.
Yeah, I may be a little old, but it's still good. Lethal Weapon.
These are so tough.
It's
so
Shane
hard.
Black, so Iron Man 3 writer.
I feel like it's so funny because I feel like you expect these to be quick answers, and I keep going.
It's fine, man.
It's because none of these are as like top of mind as I thought they would be. No, because whenever people talk about it, they don't talk about it as a Christmas movie.
I agree. Usually, I'll explain in a minute. And my last one, Trading Places. That's
Yes.
Dan Aykroyd. And
Yes.
So I agree with you on that one. I think Trading Places is a Christmas movie. So my thing about Die Hard is this. It takes place at Christmas. Can't deny that. But there's really nothing about the theme of Christmas, like harmony, or not even a religious angle, not even togetherness or family. The family's actually broken here. The things he's fighting for is not necessarily to bring his family together. It's just to survive that night. I don't really think there's a lot of themes to pull from. It just happens to take place at Christmas. So usually when I'm in an argument with someone, I say, if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, is Iron Man 3 one? And they go, no, that's different because... But like... Why not? If that's the same thing, that's the rubric we're using. But I feel like the internet has swooped it up, and it's totally been a crazy deal. At the roast of Bruce Willis, Bruce Willis himself said, quote, it's not a Christmas movie, it's a Bruce Willis movie, whatever that means. So we don't have an answer for that one.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I don't think it's the movie. I think it's us that have made it a Christmas movie.
I think that's crap. I think it's crap.
It's just a little different. I don't know if the tamale thing is a good example or a good analogy there. I feel like there's a good analogy that I'll remember as soon as we're done airing, but whether or not it's an actual Christmas movie, we have made it a Christmas movie. So like, if we watched Moana every single Christmas and argued about whether or not it's a Christmas movie every single Christmas, eventually it just becomes a Christmas movie because it becomes a topic of conversation every single Christmas.
So a friend of mine, Flarson, says it's a Christmas party in the building that takes hostage. See, Christmas is the plot, is the setting, but it's not really like... No, Christmas is the plot, but it's not the setting. Like, it's a Christmas party, but the party isn't necessarily a Christmas thing. It could be a regular office party. It could be a Halloween party. I watched the movie Faster every Thanksgiving. I can't tell you if Faster is a Thanksgiving movie, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, that's I don't know what Faster is, but
The Rock, dude? What?
Faster?
Faster, The Rock, Billy Bob Thornton, Carlino. It's a revenge flick. It's like back when CBS made like $20 million budgets. I watched it when I was in film school one Thanksgiving day. Rock plays a guy, the ghost, comes out of prison, going after the guys who got him wrongfully imprisoned. And it has nothing to do with Thanksgiving. It was just released that day. So I've watched it every Thanksgiving for like the past 10 years.
If the world watched it every Thanksgiving, every Thanksgiving, then it would be a Thanksgiving movie. By the way, this movie sounds like the kind of movie that Vincent Chase would be working on in Entourage.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point. Because the studio was new. It was like CBS Films. It was like, yo, here's $20 million. Just do it. So it's him in a car, practical effects. Like it's so Saturday afternoon after football kind of a movie. I'm not denying it. I'm not saying it's high cinema whatsoever.
The Rock's movie career, by the way, sometimes you have to think about how lucky he is. If you look at a lot of his early movies, they're trash.
The Rundown is a classic.
Horrible. Rundown was like one of the good ones of his early stuff. But like, you look at a lot of his earlier movies, and it's actually kind of shocking that he's the biggest star in Hollywood.
He did the thing. It's a risky gambit, but like he did these bad movies to get top billing. And once you do that, then you know what I mean. You pretty much cement yourself. But I remember watching in college, having a watch party for Walking Tall. That movie was like 82 minutes. It was like, oh, well, he saved the day. I was like, done.
I feel like Walking Tall was his actual breakout role. Like that was like, oh, okay, now he's a movie star.
Yeah, I felt it. I felt it a lot. Like I was like, all right, Buford Pucer. I think that was the role he was reviving. Yeah, the original Walking Tall was a Western, so it was like strictly Southern white cop from the South kind of thing. Oh, the Tooth Fairy. Tooth Fairy was bad. I love the game plan. I will take that to the grave. I will die on that hill. Game plan.
What was the one where he coached a prison football team?
It's
I like that one.
Gridiron Gang.
Gridiron Gang, yeah, with Exhibit.
Yeah, Exit is the Exhibit. It was like the longest yard with Stone Cold, but then Rock had his own version.
Yeah.
So this Friday, man, what are you planning on doing as far as the food, man? I need to know what you're making so I can like take your recipes.
It's so funny. That's what we're trying to figure out. Like, what do you do in lockdown Christmas to not make it feel just like the same as the 24th or the 26th?
Right. Or desserts.
So yeah, I think this year I've never actually had tamales on Christmas, so I want to get some and have them on Christmas. Probably have French toast for breakfast. I'm a big French toast fan. I love French toast.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. The French toast rivalry goes a long way back, and then may try to do a smaller version of the traditional Christmas dinner with turkey and mashed potatoes and that kind of stuff. How about you? What are you doing?
Man, I don't even know, man, because there's two reasons why I don't know. One, I'm by myself. So you don't want to go ham and like get like everything because you're like, well,
get a ham.
Gonna spoil. Yeah, I get a ham, done and done. But I guess I was so, I don't want to say afraid, but it seemed like this past weekend I had so many more relatives calling me from out of state saying, "It's California, you're gonna die." That I kind of like ran to the store today to get vegetables. I was out of vegetables and water, and I'm like, well, do I even bother going back out this week? Do I just pull things out the freezer or call it like a normal week or whatever? Do I order something? I haven't figured that part out yet. But I don't know, man. Like, it's a weird vibe, I don't really have a particular... Okay, when I was a kid, we would do turkey Thanksgiving. We would do, like, the Cornish hens for Christmas. That was, like, the switch up. Because my family's traditional in that way, that we got, like, chicken every Sunday, regardless. After church, chicken. So so the holidays for Christmas we got that, and on New Year's Day, it's traditional that we get a ham. That's what we do. That's like our people do. We get a ham for New Year's Day, which is why New Year's Day is special to me too. I guess more than the average person. But I'm sitting there going like, if I made a ham, the kind of ham I want, like it's a lot, and I don't want to be eating sandwiches forever, and then I want to be somewhat healthy, even though I downed the whole box of chocolates last weekend. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do at all, man. Maybe it's just like go out and get CJ's and put like sprinkles on it. I'm kidding. I won't go to Carl's Jr. for Christmas. That's okay. But I don't know what to do, man. Maybe I do tamales. No idea.
Yeah, like I said, I like tamales. I've just never had them on Christmas, so I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it.
So I was asking, you gonna crash Lady Cologne's house? Sweet.
Hey, if she knows what the tamales are.
I think she does. She got surprised, but I was like, I'm not a fan of them. So.
She's not a fan?
No, when I said I wasn't a fan of tamales and stuff, because like Leslie's from, well, it's not my place to say, right? But she's from a different region of Mexico, so like there was like specific regional food. I was like, oh, I'll try that stuff. But the Tex-Mex, California stuff, I'm too much of a snob, Leslie.
I'm very easygoing when it comes to food. So if it's tasty, I'm happy. I don't care what different variations it is. I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to food.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Do you do anything crazy?
Are you arguing with me? Am I not that?
You know what? Because here's the thing. Like, you're sitting there going out. I think you have a fat kid mentality, but you're so svelte that no one believes you. I think I believe you. Like, you tell me you eat sweet stuff, but, like, you never like fat. Like,
I got a girdle. That's what holds it, hold it all together.
Not even Spanx, bro.
It's an old Victorian one. I have to have someone like... Yeah, I have to have someone get behind me and like put their foot in my back and like pull the strings to like tighten it.
Charlene asked if you like maple syrup or artificial syrup for your French toast. They were good syrup.
I mean, I'll take anything. I'm a maple guy though. I like maple syrup, and I noticed in the chat she mentions Nutella. Nutella is one of my weaknesses. Oh my goodness, I will eat that out of the jar.
For French toast? Or I guess
for anything. I just love it. I love Nutella. It's like that. It's one of my biggest weaknesses as far as food goes.
So I got a story about this, and I think it's TMI, but I guess not because I did a comedy bit about it. So about not about Nutella. That's dumb.
That's
or about Nutella.
It's TMI, but I actually have this thing where I talk about it on stage to people. So
no. Okay, so 2 years ago, I was in this study for male birth control. They're coming out with a male birth control pill and or injection for guys. So I signed up because it was like, I don't know, $2,000 to get these pills. So I had to take 5 of these pills every day just to make sure. And you go every month and you get a physical to make sure you're not like, growing the arm out of your back. And because they were fat soluble capsules, and they get synthesized through the liver, I had to eat it with 25 grams of fat every morning, which sucks. Because it was just like, because like when I went to the center, they'll give you like a cup of yogurt, 2 cans of pineapple juice, like all this shit you wouldn't even eat on a normal day. And the lightest thing I can find was a Nutella sandwich. So every day I would make either a Nutella or peanut butter sandwich, slather it on, and eat it. Now, it's delicious. I love it. But now when I see Nutella, I'm like, remember that time where I had to eat one every single day for 3 months? I'm kind of over it. So
that would take some of the fun out of it. Like, yeah, I could see that ruining some of the fun, but man, it's so good. I think my weaknesses right now, that and one that you and I share is Oreos. Oreos are just, oh man. Oreo McFlurries too, or Oreo, anything Oreos. Oh my God, I can't.
You're not going to believe this. I've never tried a McFlurry before.
Really? They're good.
The machine's always broken. Never had a chance to try a McFlurry.
The machine's never broken, Flobo. They're lazy. Call them out on it. Be like, could be lazy.
Well, there goes that sponsorship. Sponsored by McDonald's. Oh, wait. One of these days I'll try it.
They're good. I mean, it's kind of they're kind of just like a mix between ice cream and milkshake, but it's Oreos, so it's like this is good. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get it wrong? Like, it's good. Right, it's like when someone's like trying this special kind of donut. Like, no matter what you did to it, if it's part donut, it's good.
Question: are you a fan of like savory donuts?
Like what?
Like with bacon on top and stuff.
Not really. I mean, I'm not against them, but they wouldn't be my go-to. My go-to donut right now, like the one I'm craving right now, if I was to go get a donut, would be a jelly-filled one, I think. Ooh. I mix them up with donuts. I don't have like a one kind.
So, I was eating donuts for a long time. When I used to go to Dunkin', I would get like, the coffee rolls or the bow ties. But like, I would go to like one of the bakery store, like the Bakery Ralphs or whatever, and I'm been into old fashions. They feel like cake. They feel like you're not having a donut. Because sometimes I have a donut, I'm like, oh, that was great, but it was fleeting. But like the old-fashioned ones, they kind of are a little bit medium. Yeah, they are. Double stuff or regular, man? Do you have a preference?
I usually will just get the regular, but double stuffs are great too because I mean I was about to say the center filling is the best part, but I don't know, that crackery crust is good as well. Yeah. It's like I usually just get the regulars. But double stuffs are good too. I mean, come on, it's a donut. I like them all. I don't like the thin ones though. I feel like you're getting cheated. You're cheating yourself. And I feel like the thin Oreos are kind of like getting the Diet Coke. Like, who are you fooling? Right. Really? Who are you?
No, you're absolutely right. It sucks because one of my favorite flavors, not my favorite, like say like top 10 is pistachio, and that's available only as a thin. You're just like, and I used to make double stuffs anyway, so I'm putting like 4 of those things, trying to like cobble together a regular Oreo. It sucks.
So you're a double stuff guy.
I actually do mega stuff. That's my favorite so there's double, there's mega, and then there's the most stuff. So like mega is like 2.5. Because back when I was on my strict diet, and
you're like, I just throw the cookie part away and I put it all into a big bowl.
It's true. When I used to on my strict diet and I wanted to try something on my Oreo tour, I would go into the middle sleeve and take out 6 and like toss the rest, which I know is wasteful, but frankly, putting in my body is even more damaging. I would make a 1 double, 1 quadruple, and that was my sample tasting. Because 2 Oreos is a serving size, if you could believe it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll eat anything now. I don't really care.
We need to stop this serving size fiasco that's going on in America right now, where they have these completely ridiculous serving sizes labeled on the thing. Like, have you ever seen how much a serving size of peanut butter is? No one uses 1 serving of peanut butter. It's like nothing. Like, come on, like 2 Oreos is a serving. Just make a row. That's what you
A
eat.
row of 2. It's the same number, but it's this long ass pack. I'm just
No, it's one row, so I cut them all and put them together with one giant row. Like, no one ever eats just 2 Oreos. Are you out of your mind? I mean, you're gonna have to brush your teeth afterwards, anyways. You're gonna eat more than 2. Come on.
Absolutely, it's a sleever bust, man.
Yeah.
But this is Christmas time, and this is the spirit of giving, and we're all about having goodwill on earth and harmony and all that, etc., etc., etc. No, I'm just kidding. No, legit. So we're going to celebrate, man. I'm going to ask you some trivia questions about Christmas celebrations all around the world. And to sweeten the deal, if you get a question right, I will donate $5 to a charity of your choice. Have you thought about a charity?
Oh, I love this. Yes, I do have a charity.
Okay.
I am a big fan of the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. I first found out about them through the movie Role Models, if I'm honest. Speaking of
nice.
Very, very underrated, kind of forgotten by time comedy, by the way, if you haven't seen Role Models. But I am a huge believer in, I think the right mentor can change someone's life. And so, Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
Cool. There are 7 questions, so the grand total of $35 are on the line. So, like I said before, I don't get them all right. Times are hard.
Yeah.
And you guys can play along in the chat too. We'll give Jack time to think about these questions. If you get them wrong, it's all right. If you get them right, it's all right.
I'm gonna look so uncultured. I can already tell.
These are kind of similar questions. These all stem from an article from countryliving.com. So if you dispute these, dispute it with them.
Oh, I'm an avid reader of Country Living.
Hey, if you want to go cheat the open book, you can right now. Okay. Nah. This one comes from the grand country of the Philippines. Question number 1. Due to the giant lantern festival, San Fernando is known as the Christmas capital of the Philippines. True or false?
True.
That is true. Congratulations.
I knew that.
That's one question down, man.
Yes.
Yeah. You were just so confident.
True.
Yes, San Fernando is the Christmas capital of the Philippines.
Yeah.
Question number 2. While only 1% of Japan's population is Christian, and therefore Christmas isn't a big holiday, those that do typically eat food from this fast food restaurant. I can read it again, because I was stepping on my words. While only 1% of Japan's population is Christian, and therefore Christmas isn't a big holiday, those that do celebrate, typically eat food from this fast food restaurant.
McDonald's?
KFC. KFC is actually a Japanese cuisine delicacy around this time of the year.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. That's right. That's a wrong answer. Woo! No, I'm just kidding. We love the Big Sisters.
I'm Team Popeyes.
Really?
Yeah, over the past few years, I don't know. I had a few bad experiences at KFC, and I've not had a bad experience at Popeyes. So I'm Team Popeyes.
Customer service or like food poisoning?
Nothing like bad. Just like, you have like I had a few rounds with KFC where it was just like, this isn't very good. Not really feeling it. Yeah. I mean, look, you go to KFC with a certain level of like expectations. It's not like I was expecting a whole lot, but it was just like, oh, okay. But then Popeyes has always been good.
Yeah, everyone kind of says that. Like, I've outgrown KFC, and now if you guys are following the trends in like trendy restaurants, it's all about the fried chicken places now.
Yeah.
Question number 3. This one's from Iceland. While naughty kids in the USA typically get coal, naughty kids in Iceland could possibly receive rotten versions of this vegetable in their shoes.
Cabbage.
The answer is potatoes, but cabbage is worse. That's kind of gross. Because like fresh cabbage doesn't smell great to begin with, but rotten cabbage. So far, you have $5, man, on the line going to the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the United States. Question number 4.
Real quick, I want to address Charlene in the chat had mentioned Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is good, but the thing about them is most of their strength lies in the sauce. I say more
Which
so
one?
than the sandwich.
Which sauce?
The Chick-fil-A sauce.
I don't know. People like Polynesian, you know. People have
I
honey
don't know.
roasted.
For me, it's their sauces more so than their. Like if you compare sandwich to sandwich,
Yeah.
like they're still. I mean, look, I'm gonna go to whichever one's closer. To be totally honest
True.
with you, but
Absolutely true.
I think if I was like on a show comparing them, um, I would say that it's the sauce that separates the Chick-fil-A more than the sandwich.
Yeah, I think I've kind of been on Team Popeyes for the sandwich wars. I think I've got ordered their sandwich twice via delivery, or what
Yeah.
have you. So, question number 4. So we have $5 to the bank. Can you make it 10, sir? Can you make it 10?
There's a kid whose life between being stuck in a gang or being a doctor hangs in the balance.
My buddy Farson says, "Tell Jack you can buy the sauce now." So
Oh, sweet. That's all I care about is
they
the
sell it in
sauce.
cubes.
Yeah.
Question number 4. This one's from Austria. In countries like Austria, naughty kids who weren't good may be terrorized by this devil-like creature. Hint: there's even a horror movie about it.
Oh, that's Krampus, right?
Krampus. That's right. Ding, ding,
Yes.
ding. I don't have a bell.
Ding, ding, ding. You're not going to join a gang.
I've been saved. Question number 5 of 7. This one, well, the answer is the question, so I can't tell you where. Question number 5. This African country celebrates Christmas by having a cookout called a braai, in which they eat smoked meats, sausages, and malva pudding.
South Africa.
South Africa is correct, man. That totally was a guess. But he got
Yeah.
Downtown Africa. Oh, yeah, South Africa has a braai. Shout out to you, Dave Newton.
Yeah, that's what, honestly, I could imagine Dave Newton saying, I'm going to have a braai. Come on over.
Well, to be fair, that guy's so angelic. I think I'm saying anything he wanted to.
So I'm three to 2 right now, right? 3 out of 5?
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
Okay. So one more and I win the series.
Sure. 2 more questions to go. Penultimate question. This European country is known for the families that make their own advent calendars as a group activity. Imagine all the high-grade chocolate.
Switzerland.
Switzerland
you
it
said-
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
bam.
Repeat it. Woo!
Swiss miss.
Yep, you got 4. Can you make it 5? Can
I
you
won
make
the
it 5?
series.
You got $20 in the bank. Can it be 25? Can the kids help you out, sir? Last
Now
question.
depend what kind of doctor they are.
I know, right? Street pharmacist. This one comes from the great nation of El Salvador.
Okay.
In Central American countries like El Salvador, children celebrate Christmas with volcanitos and estrelitas, which are 2 kinds of what? In Central American countries like El Salvador, children celebrate Christmas with volcanitos and estrelitas, which are 2 kinds of what?
I'm gonna say I feel like I want to say it's a food, but I feel like that's a trap. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Do you want to read the
Think-
question again?
I'm gonna say they celebrate it with. I think those are. I'm gonna say it's food, or do I have to be more specific?
Do you want me to read it one more time? I can.
Yeah, maybe I should. I feel
King
like
of
that's.
the
I
children.
feel like that's you telling me, Jack. You want to hear this again?
Yes, I am. Because it's for charity, man. Question 7 and 7. In Central American countries like El Salvador, children celebrate Christmas with volcanitos, and estrelitas, which are 2 kinds of what?
They sell. I don't know. Toys. I don't. They celebrate with. Is it a volcano? Volcanitas? Is that what you're trying to?
Well, what's your answer? I need an answer, Jack.
You can't celebrate with a volcano. That doesn't make sense.
Can you? You were close. In fact, I was going to give it to you had you doubled down on that.
Oh, it's a volcano.
No.
Okay, so food. It's food. I'm gonna say it's a breakfast food.
I would have said the toys, but it's fireworks. The two guys of fireworks.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's okay, Jack. You got 1, 2, 3.
Sorry,
4.
Jimmy.
You got $20 going to the big brothers and big sisters. Good luck, man. It was good times. Good times.
Hey, thank
You're
you.
doing well.
That was
I love
fun.
trivia. I love trivia shows, man.
Way more stressful than I thought it was going to be.
Because kids were on the line. I learned my lesson. Because a couple weeks ago, I had a show with TK and you guys. You were like, I don't care. I don't know. But think of the children, Jack.
Well, I knew all of TK's stuff. TK had never heard of me.
Yeah, what's Jack? Before we get out of here, though, I know this has been our Christmas edition of What's Up Flobo After Hours. But I got to ask you, man, what was the one toy you wanted as a kid that you never got? And would you buy it now?
Oh, that's such a good question. I was always pretty fortunate. My mom was pretty good about getting me stuff. I would say the first thing that comes to mind is so dumb, and I wouldn't buy it now. But do you remember? Maybe this is going to age me or date me, but and you'd mentioned it earlier. Remember when there was the Kawasaki Ninja bike?
Yeah.
Where it was like a pedal bike, but it had like a fake plastic thing over it that made it look like a motorcycle.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
I think I
Cool kids
wanted
had
one.
those.
I wanted one of those.
Yeah,
I wanted a Power Wheels. I never got a Power Wheels. That's the one I think a lot of kids wanted.
Yeah, the kids that got powers was so smug.
I think I don't know if I would buy a Power Wheels right now, but if like the neighbor had one out,
Yeah.
like, I think I would maybe sit in it and try to ride around in it just for a little bit.
Tesla makes one. It's $475 though, but they make one.
Well, if Tesla makes it, I feel like it's too much just like a car.
Well, it's a Power Wheel shape. It's for kids.
Yeah, I think Power Wheels is actually the one I really wanted. I never had. But I do remember for a while wanting one of those Kawasaki Ninja bikes. And I remember the commercials. It was like, Kawasaki Ninja's cool. I guess, something like that. Some catchy little thing. But yeah, that would probably. What was yours?
I guess I can't think of many that I never got that I still was like, ooh, because usually you can't get over it. But
Yeah.
the one thing I wondered, like, you ever see that movie Sliding Doors? Like one thing can like,
Yeah,
open
yeah.
up your like your entire like an alternate timeline. Like I really wanted an erector set. I never got
Oh.
it. And I wondered, like, if I would be any help with my hands today if I had an erector set, because now I can't cut a bagel in half. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I could have those skills back then. And I wondered if I should get one now and be like, this is lame. But
Yeah.
that was the one guess I really wanted to get. You know,
I mean, it's very hard after Christmas to think about the things you didn't get. So I don't think there was ever anything where I was ever just like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted. I never felt that. I don't have any feelings towards that. But I do remember never having a Power Wheels, and I was thinking, man, that looks so cool.
Now's the time. Quick question from Charlene before we call it quits. She says, if you could travel for the holidays, where would you want to spend your holiday?
It sounds hokey and corny, but I wish I could go travel and see my parents. Like I said, it's my mom's favorite day of the year, and this is the first year that we're not going to be seeing each other for Christmas, so it's super bummer. But you got to play it safe, Flobo. You got to, can't risk it.
Well, now I feel like a total jerk. I was like, oh, man, Vegas, Miami, Dubai. Oh, yeah, my mom's house. That's what I meant.
I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to travel and go somewhere cool. If the world was open and I could do anything, I don't know. Yeah, no, if the world was open and I could do anything and we're not being hokey and talking about mom, I'd want to go to a place like New Orleans or something like that where, you could go out and about and people are playing music and dancing. And I don't know if you've ever been to New Orleans, but it's one of my favorite cities in the world because people just like play music and dance in the streets everywhere. It's great. I love it.
I have not been. I would love to go. I have not been.
We're going one of these times, Flobo. Once the world opens up.
Don't you lie to me, Jack. Don't you lie to me.
We're going. And you're going to be like, oh, my God, there's dancing in the streets everywhere. I'm like, there sure is, Flobo. There sure is.
Just like Vegas, you can drink on the streets. I love it. As we said, all the other shows we do together, it's about high time we get out of here. Merry Christmas, Jack, and I really mean that to you and your significant other and your family. Hope you guys enjoy what you want, get what you want, watch all the shows you want, eat all the copious food, because diet starts on the 2nd of January. But where can the world find you online, man?
Hey, man, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you. You can find me at all the usual places at Real Jack Farmer across all social media. But most importantly, I want to send a message to everyone listening and watching. Merry Christmas to you. When I say Merry Christmas, I mean whatever makes you feel good this time of year. I don't care what you celebrate. Just feel good and spread joy.
Yeah, man, joy is A-OK. This is What's Up Flobo After Hours. Part of the New Amsterdam Network, newamsterdam.com. That's K-N-E-W, Amsterdam.com. After Hours is closed, man, but I feel since you're here, I have to give us the draped in gold exit. So, Jack, say the words.
Till next time, do your best and be yourself.
The bed is still a